Hello everyone and welcome to iBasiac. Now the name of my channel is very apt for the vacuum cleaner I'm going to unbox today. For those of you that don't know what iBasiac means, well, it stands for it beats as it sweeps, as it cleans. And the vacuum cleaner inside this box certainly does that. Now I'm going to savour this. This is going to be a long rambling video, possibly one of the longest unboxings I've ever done. So if you're not prepared to sit there and watch me unbox this for 40-50 minutes, who knows how long it's going to take, then please leave now. But come back again soon when I'm sure there'll be something to tickle your fancy. But if you fancy watching me unboxing something very rare and old, please get yourself a cup of tea or another hot beverage of your choice, a packet of hobnobs, bourbons or whatever biscuit you like to dunk, and settle down for what is going to be a very historic moment in the history of my channel. Let's hope it doesn't all end in tears like so many unboxings have ended in. That's the wrong words, but never mind. I'm partly excited and very, very apprehensive. Now this, as you know from the title, you know what this is, and you know it's rare. It is a Hoover Junior. Well, Hoover Junior is not rare. Millions and millions of Hoover Juniors were sold in the UK and abroad, and they were a very, very popular vacuum cleaner. They turn up on eBay very frequently. If you want a Hoover Junior, you only have to wait a few days and you'll see one. If you want a Hoover Junior that's never been used, that's never had the plug attached, then you may be waiting slightly longer. Now this machine came up on eBay a while ago. I'm glad to say the seller seems to have packed it very well. It's in the original box. This turned up on eBay, I don't know how long ago because it depends when I upload this, but it was only a few days ago. Anyway, I didn't win the auction. I put a bid in and it was fairly high, really more than I wanted to pay, but I thought, how often does a brand new unused Hoover Junior turn up? Not very. So I put a bid in, but I didn't win. But it went for more than £100 more than I was willing to spend, about £150 more. And I thought, well, I don't mind. I would have minded if I'd lost it for about £1, if I was £1 less than the winning bidder, but I was well over 100, so I didn't mind. So I didn't think about it until I was contacted by the seller, who said whoever won the machine didn't complete the purchase. And I was the second highest bidder. Well, in fact, I checked the listing and I was the third highest bidder, so I think this Hoover Junior was possibly offered to the second highest bidder who declined. Well, I think I was the third highest bidder, and I bought this for less than half of what the machine went for originally. Still a lot of money. I could have bought a brand new SIBO upright for the price of this, but it was, for me, probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Well, maybe not, maybe another will turn up, but I couldn't take that risk. Here it is, made in Great Britain by Hoover Limited. Very small little box. The original box, very plain. It's model 1346A Hoover Junior Cleaner. Right, I'm going to put that to one side for now, and we'll have a look at something else that does turn up on eBay quite a lot, and sometimes even unused, but they do go for quite a lot of money on the whole. This is the cleaning tools for the Hoover Junior, and these are supposed to be unused. I'm expecting a little bit of muck on them, but they haven't been used as far as I can tell. I'm not sure how old this Junior is, but when we open it we'll have a look. Don't know if there's any dates on here, but this is the tagline, Hoover make things better for you. It's definitely 70s. It's possibly, I don't think it's even 80s. I think this style of Junior was discontinued before the 80s came around. There may have been some hanging around in the 80s, early 80s in shops, but I'm assuming it's a 70s vacuum cleaner. But that's the after sales service leaflet. So yes, now I'm not really sure, it's a little bit odd this. Ah, there is something suspect. Now, I don't know, they look like they're genuine, but there's something odd about them. There's something odd about these tools. I wouldn't say that these aren't genuine, but it's odd. I don't think they're genuine tools, you know. That is the Crevice Tool. Now, if that was a genuine one, surely that would have the Hoover roundel on it. Isn't that strange that it's all got the right trademarks? I have seen some non-genuine Hoover tools, but they didn't have the Hoover logo on them or anything. So it's highly odd. Perhaps these are original, I'm not sure, but that is certainly different to what I would expect. I would expect the Hoover roundel on that. Here is a single aluminium extension tube. Now I'm looking closely, that does actually say, now I'm not sure if we can home in on that, if I can get close enough for you to see, but that does actually have Hoover printed on it. So that makes me think that that is certainly an original extension tube. This, again, you know, I've never ever seen a Hoover all-purpose brush that looks like this. There's no Hoover logo on the front, it's very different. But it could be genuine, it just could be a set I've never seen before. It's possible that this was the last cleaning tool set made for the Junior, and it was made a bit different, but that, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. If it's not original, it seems very odd. But anyway, that's the all-purpose brush. Now here's the tool converter. Now this certainly looks genuine. It does have the Hoover logo on it. I don't know if I can home in again. There we go, the Hoover logo. That looks genuine, but again a little bit different to how I remember. I've actually got a genuine set of tools for my Dirt Searcher Junior somewhere. I could compare them, but that looks genuine because it's got the proper Hoover logo on it. So that's the tool converter. That would fit on the front of the machine, and it actually lifts the belt off when you put it on. You turn it round and it lifts the belt off the pulley, which helps to increase the suction slightly, and then you plug the hose into there. Now the hose certainly looks different. I mean, again, as I say, it's a little bit, say, shop soiled, storage soiling, but that is very strange. Again, that hose cuff there looks very different. There's no Hoover roundel embossed, which there would have been. But looking, if it is a copy, it's a very good one, but looking at this, again that looks different. It's got Hoover printed on the clip. Again, apologies if you can't see it, but I can just here it says Hoover. So it's very odd. I can't see why it wouldn't be original. Why wouldn't it be? Why would it be a mix of original and non-original parts? It's strange. What's this? Oh, this is the. Oh, you'd think they'd have straightened that out. That's all the tools anyway. Let's pop the box. So we've even got the instruction book. Instructions for the use and care of your new Hoover Deluxe Junior Cleaner, model 1354A, and Hoover Junior Cleaner, model 1346A. Of course, I unfortunately don't have the Deluxe one with the headlight. I have the standard Junior, but still. I do know of a collector, Seamus, who has a Dirt Searcher Junior boxed and unused. This is not going to stay unused. I don't see the point, to be honest. I'm not going to sell it, and I just want to give it a go. I'm not going to use it as a daily cleaner. I'll only use it a couple of times, I expect, and then it will be cleaned up and stored away. But I do want to use it at least once. And of course I'll be sharing that with all of you. There we go, Hoover make things better for you. Hoover Limited, Perivale, Greenford, Middlesex. I'll pop that under some books or something to flatten that out. So, on to the main event. And I'm not apologising, Rusty Skull Productions. I'm not going to apologise for waffling, because there is no way I'm going to just rush at this. I'm going to keep you waiting a bit longer. Shall I? Do you want? What's in here? There's some more instructions. What's this? Is that another? Well, that's odd. Another instruction book. Why have I got two, I wonder? Looks the same. Looks the same. Let's have a look inside. Oh, now that is odd. I expected this. I have a feeling it's a bottom fill. It is, according to the illustration, it looks like a bottom fill cleaner. But we'll see. The instructions may be a bit old. They might not refer to this, but it looks like it's a bottom fill junior. I wonder when they introduced top filling. Anyway, two instruction books. Oh, I don't know where this has been all these years. Not sure what this is. Is it wallpaper? It's very thin. Not sure why that's been included, but anyway. This could be old because these bags look pretty old, don't they? Look at these. Let me just check for any dirt inside. No. So there are three spare bags. Or is it four? Three. A genuine Hoover spare part. This is quite old because the earliest bags I remember were the yellow coloured bags. Anyway, this bag fits, of course, the juniors and the senior and the Ranger senior, as illustrated on the bag there. I've got the fitting instructions. Very primitive way of fitting a bag. It's got the part number. No date on the bag. Anyway, there are 3 spare dust bags. A little bit more. Another after sales service leaflet. So, everybody, here it is. Let's have a look then. As I said, it is in need of a bit of a wipe, as I expected it would be. But that, apart from a little bit of dust, I've never handled a brand new Hoover Junior before. Even, you know, I'm quite an old man now, but even in my youth I would have never been able to get my hands on a brand new Junior of this vintage, a U1036 or in fact a U1104 Junior. Yes, I've had my hands on new ones of those, but all the ones I've had in the past, of course, have been second hand. So there is the lower metal handle piece. I can't make a mistake because I can't go back now. If I do an unboxing and make a mistake, I normally have to leave the mistake in. That looks a little bit dirty, but I think a bit of cream cleaner. I'm not going to use anything harsh on this, but a bit of cream cleaner will get rid of that. But it is that to me, look at that. That to me looks like it has actually been assembled. Because you don't normally get that scratching unless you assemble it. I'm going to be assembling it anyway. I'm not going to lose sleep as long as this works and doesn't blow up. So there's the hand grip, as I say, looking a little bit grubby. But there's the Hoover logo embossed on the hand grip. I don't know if that's upside down. Looks upside down to me, but am I looking at the viewfinder wrong? I don't know. So there's the handle. Here is the cloth bag, and yes, it's bottom fill. It's bottom fill. I think it's got a, I don't know if that's I think that's just a piece of cardboard in there. Look at that packaging. This, folks, is how it was packaged. Let's have a look. It looks a bit creased. There's no way you can iron these because this is a plasticized bag and you put an iron anywhere near it and it won't do it any good. That is clean as a whistle. Well, I'd say clean, it's a little bit dusty, but so it's bottom fill, surprising. So that's how you fit the bag onto the, oh, it's all very tight and new. Push the bag goes on there and you secure the bag with this band, which I think is just basically a Hoover belt. I think that's all they are. There's the bellows and the little screw that attaches it to the machine. So that looks okay. Just a little bit creased up, but you'd expect that. So we're on to the main event, folks. Let's just keep you in suspenders just a little bit longer while I show you this little swing ticket. Hoover, make things better for you. That came before Hoover, who better. I don't think there was a tagline between those. Hoover, make things better for you. I remember that from the 70s. And then I believe it was Hoover, who better from the 80s onwards. A Hoover quality product, British made and Beeb approved. I'm afraid quality and Hoover, they're two words I wouldn't use together. Not anymore. But sadly, alas, it's the same for many manufacturers. The old saying goes, they don't make them like they used to. Personally, if I was selling this vacuum and I'd sold it for the amount of money it went for, certainly originally, I would have wiped it down. But anyway, that's just me. Oh. Right, here it is. And again, it is not mint. This will wipe over, but there are a few, it'll polish up nice and it will look practically new. But you know, it's got dirt on it from being stored, and who knows where this has been stored. Let's have a look underneath. And it's just dust. I really don't think. And by the way, if anyone knows where I can get wheels like this, please tell me. I think they're the same. I've got a Hoover Starlight. It's probably featured on the channel. I'm not sure if I've done that one yet, but the wheels aren't in good shape, and I've been able to find front wheels, but not these. I just need two rear Hoover Starlight wheels, but I think they're the same as these Hoover Junior wheels. This is not shiny mint as it would have come out of the factory, but I didn't expect it to be perfect. But anyway, oh, I'm moving that, but I can't see the belt moving. It is slipping a bit. The belt probably needs replacing. So here's the underside. Where is the, oh, just trying to think where the, oh, I know where the, I'm just thinking where the model number, where the serial number is. It's not, it's behind the front plate, isn't it? So here we are. Here's the beats as it sweeps, as it cleans agitator. A little bit of metal polish will bring that up again. In fact, when I do, after I've used it and cleaned it up, it will be stored away in a better condition than I received it. So I might take these screws off and we'll have a look at the motor. Or some of the motor. So, oops. You know, it's a pretty robust vacuum, but I'm treating it with kid gloves. Here's the Hoover height right control. Again, it might need a little bit of oil on some of these parts. So you've got your low setting, sort of normal pile, medium pile, and what they used to call in the 70s, shag pile. Shagadelic. Yes. There is a hint of dust inside the tube there, but I think that's from storage. I don't think it's been used. There's no plug on it. Let's have a look behind the front plate. Then I'll put it down a minute. Don't want to force anything. Oh, now that's odd, isn't it? Oh, it's never been used. Never been used. What's that then? If it's never been used... Well, I don't know. That could have just appeared from somewhere. I don't know if it's... Ooh, just realised. Ooh, do you know what that could be? If the gentleman that sold me this was Scottish and had red hair... Oh, I dread to think. I dread to think what that is. Wait, you know. It's still pretty good, isn't it? Not factory fresh, but the nearest you'll get, I think. I think I'm going to have to get a new belt for that. The belt has been in that position, whoops, for many a year, and I think it'll be... Yes, it's slipping. Oh, it's very, very loose. Oh, have I got... Oh dear, I haven't got any belts. Have I? I'll have to get some. That belt will not perform. It's perished, more or less. Well, it will perish. There's the fan behind the belt. And here, right, Hoover experts, if you can date that, I'll read it out in a minute. Can't see it myself until I turn the machine around and have a look. But let's see if we can date this machine. So it's Hoover model 1346A, 240 volts, 40 to 60 hertz, 250 watts. Made by Hoover Limited, Great Britain. Serial number 1346509106668. So here's the flex again, a little bit grubby, and I'm not sure if there's been ever a plug fitted on this. I don't know, because I've never had one from new. It does look a bit straggly, doesn't it? It certainly wouldn't have been like that from the factory, I wouldn't have thought. So, apart from some scuffs which I will carefully polish out, give this a wipe with some mild detergent, and I'll assemble this. And I think actually this is all you're going to see for now, because after seeing the belt and seeing the general sort of grubbiness of the cleaner, I think I'll save the actual demo, actual first turning on, for another video. But what I will do for you just before I go, I just want to take the motor cover off underneath, and we'll just have a look at that. Well, I've turned the machine over and we're just going to have a look at the motor. Now, there should not be anything to suspect that this machine is being used. As I say, it is not in the condition it would have come out of the factory, but I've no idea how old this is, how long ago this was manufactured. But I don't expect it's been stored in the best of condition, best place. But certainly now it's going to be stored very well, and it'll have a lot of company. So I'll just stop the screws from coming out. Well, again, I don't think it's been used. It's just, oh, why is that? There's some sort of oily substance there. That's oily. It feels very oily. Why is that, I wonder? Now, here is, not taking it all apart, but here is the Hoover Junior motor. Again, I don't know why that's oily. Now it's got a suppressor. It all looks shiny bright. Now there's a suppressor in there, and I've had a bit of experience with suppressors of late. Now I think I'm correct in saying that a suppressor was fitted to vacuum cleaners to stop them interfering with your TV reception, possibly your radio reception as well. In the old days, when you'd push the vacuum near a television, it would distort the picture. So I think that's what the suppressor's for, but modern vacuums don't tend to have them on. They don't need them. And you can remove a suppressor and the machine will still operate as it should. I've had experience of an exploding suppressor twice actually on my Electrolux 560 and Hoover Dustette. I recorded the 560 suppressor blowing. Unfortunately, the camera wasn't running when it happened on the Hoover Dustette. So I don't know whether to risk leaving this suppressor in. It all looks, it's hard for you to see, but it's all very shiny, the suppressor. Oh, let's see if I can, it's in there somewhere. So I think, apart from, it's storage muck really, it's storage where I think some polish, some soapy water, mild detergent will sort that out. Well, here she is. I've assembled her. No plug attached yet. I do certainly need to buy a new belt for this Hoover Junior. I have given it a rudimentary wipe down and a bit of a polish, so it's certainly looking a lot better than it did when I unboxed it. But here it is, the Hoover Junior, one of the most popular vacuum cleaners to be sold in Britain. And in fact the Hoover Junior was the vacuum cleaner, I believe, that James Dyson was using, and he found the suction was reducing as the bag filled and he was getting fed up with it. And some of his earliest work involved a Hoover Junior fitted to one of his early cyclone units. Now, vacuum cleaners today, of course, don't suffer so much, bagged vacuum cleaners don't suffer so much to the loss of suction that you'd get with the machines of this era, because as you saw the bag from earlier in the video, the bags were just a single layer paper bag that did clog very quickly, and suction was impaired, but still had the same brushing and beating action. They still picked up pretty well even when the bag was full. They certainly had good suction, good enough for most people back in the day, and probably even now good enough for some people. But I will be testing this. I'll be putting down some dirt, some proper dirt, and we'll be seeing if this Hoover Junior can give some of these modern screaming Chinese plastic machines a run for their money. I expect it will still fare pretty well. So that is the end of this unboxing, but it's not the end of YouTube appearances for this particular vacuum. After I've polished it, I'm pretty pleased. Even the handle that looked like it had gone yellow, that came clean with a bit of Autosol car polish, and there was a slight scuff on the top, but that could have been there when the machine was made. I mean, even at the factory they would have sent out a machine with a slight scuff, because most people wouldn't have bothered. They'd have just put it together and got using it, and after a few uses it'll soon be battered and beaten like most of the Hoover Juniors you see on eBay. So that's the end of the unboxing for this lovely vintage, almost mint, as near as I'm going to get it anyway, Hoover Junior. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, because you won't want to miss the debut of this vacuum cleaner actually cleaning. And of course I'll be attaching the tools, the very strange tools that came with this cleaner. Very odd tool setup. Not really sure if it's genuine or not, but anyway, there's the hose connector where we'd plug the hose into. So it all fits as it should. There we go. That's the hose fitted. So I'll be of course demonstrating the Junior with its cleaning tools as well. I'm not expecting great suction, and I'm not expecting it to be able to reach to the top of a standard flight of stairs. There's no chance. But anyway, what did we do before stair cleaning hoses came out? I'm not sure, but it's light enough. I'm sure many housewives or house husbands, I doubt it back in the day, but many housewives would have probably lifted the Junior with one hand while directing the hose with the other. So anyway, that is it. That is it. That is it. I was trying to say. This all needs a bit of a clean too, actually. That is it for this rambling old video. If I've rambled on, waffled, rambled, who knows. But anyway, I've enjoyed it. There's no way I was going to rush this. No way on earth. Anyway, despite a few concerns, I'm fairly happy with this machine. I don't think it's worth what I paid, but in an auction situation, unfortunately, well, it didn't go to the highest bidder, but anyway, you can expect to be outbid. Let's just move the machine up a little bit. Not the machine, you can see a little bit of a mess, I'm afraid. I've just thrown all the packaging behind me. So, all that's needed, I'm going to give it a proper clean. I'm going to polish up the base plate, get a new belt, fit a plug, and I'll be back at some stage with a full demonstration. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon.